Hi, I'm Mary Beth Temple and I love to knit in Fisherman's rib. And I like to teach people to knit in Fisherman's rib. But the number of emails I have gotten from people that said, I made a mistake in my Fisherman's rib, I didn't know how to fix it, and I ripped the whole thing out and started over because it was too hard to fix. So we're going to learn how to fix it. So the first one, which is the more complicated one, is what happens if you accidentally make a knit one below in a stitch where you should have purled. So now you have chaos. You have all these strands that are hanging out in the wrong place, and you need to know how to fix it. So the first thing that I recommend you do is give a serious tug to your working yarn. And once you see where that hole is, where the working yarn is coming out, stick your left hand needle tip right in there. You're going to catch all of the loops that are loose, and that will prevent you from dropping a stitch. Then I'm going to pull my right hand needle tip out. And then here is my madness on my left hand needle. I have 3 strands, which is far too many for one stitch. So I want to make sure my longest strand, which is this one, is at the bottom. I'm going to bring my right hand needle tip from back to front through those 2 strands that are hanging out on the needle point. I'm going to scoop down and grab that super long one, and then I'm going to pop all those strands off the left hand needle, and now that's where that wants to be, but I still have to work in it. That was meant to be a purl stitch. So I'm going to put it back on my left hand needle, making sure that the right leg is forward. So now I can purl it, and it's fine. You check on both sides, make sure you don't have any drama. What happens if you purl when you should have knit one below? And that's a far easier one to fix. Once again, I'm going to give that working yarn a tug. I'm going to stick my left hand needle tip right in there. I'm going to pop the whole mess off my right hand needle, and I'm back to where I belong. But I do want to show you that first one more time, because if you see it more than once, it's easy to figure out. So this is a stitch where I should have purled. And I'm knitting along and I'm watching TV, or the kid called, or the dog barked, or what have you, and I accidentally did a knit one below stitch in a stitch where I should have purled. I'm going to tug on the working yarn to figure out where it's coming from. Stick my left hand needle tip in that exact spot, pop it off the right hand needle, because now I've saved it, it's not going to unravel. Make sure that my very longest strand is towards me on the bottom. Come in from the back under 2 strands, scoop that long strand up from top to bottom, and pop the other 2 strands off. Now put it back on my left hand needle with the right leg forward and purl. So now my pattern's all fixed, and I hope you never have to rip out your Fisherman's rib again.